Okay.
All right, you're listening to the Podcastle, and this is part 2 of the Scandoval. With us, as always, is Jennifer Clark, Nicole Golden, Jessica Trojan, Heather Cyran, and Nicole Gaspar. And we have a fun night tonight, and we're broadcasting live from Lemo's Grill, which is in Moore Park, California. So check them out, lemosgrill.restaurant. Good time. So what's going on, guys? There's something super sexy popping in the Scandoval this week. What's happening?
We have so much to go through.
Too much.
Yeah,
I can't believe it's been since March 3rd. I feel like this is the only thing that I talk about in my life. Don't talk about current events or politics.
This is the only thing
care.
The world is talking about. Okay. I got pulled over today by a cop. Apparently drinking and driving is illegal. So he's like, is that a beer there? And I was like, did you watch the Scandoval? And he's like, I did. And he forgot all about the ticket. He let me go. It was amazing. But everyone just loves the Scandoval. It's amazing.
What a great life hack too. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, I'm joking. I wasn't doing that. You should never drink and drive, but we really care. The Scandoval, so much has happened and is popping. What do you guys like? What's your big takeaway that's happening right now?
I think it's bringing everybody together politically. What Donald Trump tore apart, Tom Sandoval's putting it together.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Everyone goes back to that I've spoken with about the Scandoval, and Tom Sandoval himself goes back to how dorky his band is. Is it really that bad? Everyone says it's just it's terrible.
The worst.
It's
worst.
as bad as his pants.
Yeah. Did you see the one where I think he was playing this weekend and the two women had a big banner that said, "Pay back your mom"?
No.
Yes.
Yes. And he was like, while he was playing, it was actually really funny.
There's a clip of him with red pants on. It's Michael Jackson couldn't even pull that off. It was ridiculous.
That was the best part of the reunion for me anyway, when he's talking to Raquel and she's like, well, that's a shock to me that you were cheating on me with your actual girlfriend. And he's like, well, things weren't going great, but then she said that I really look great in my outfits and I'm really good at fashion. And I was
we'll get to that because he is a dick. And this is just proof right here. I can't believe when I saw this that let me go ahead and pull it up. Lala didn't say anything. That's what blew my mind when I saw it. Can you guys see the clip?
Yeah.
Let me see. Share screen. One. There we go.
Lala.
Yeah, here it is. The clip. He told her that she pulled her IUD out the day she found out Stassi was pregnant. That is so disgusting to say to a mother. He is horrifying. A disgusting man.
And Lala said in her Instagram stories right after that she didn't hear him say that in the moment. Otherwise, she would have eaten his face.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was vile.
The whole thing. Poor James over here. He just keeps getting up.
And does he have a UTI?
That's what I said.
A UTI maybe from too much snow. I don't know what's going on.
What was happening in that bathroom? Does he have a kidney infection?
Back awfully excited. So
it
is
10
hours.
Did you guys see this, Andy?
I gotta go.
Yes.
Andy, just stay in your fucking chair, okay? Honestly.
I felt that way. I was yelling at him.
Yeah.
God.
Andy's hair is gray because of all the nonsense on the show.
Andy always
it looked different 10 years ago. Who's going to come away the winner in this whole thing? What's your predictions? In the court of public opinion, when this is all done? I don't mean now. I mean a year from now. Do you think Sandoval is going to have a redemption and people are going to forgive?
No.
No.
I think so. It's going to be the bad
He's
guy.
done.
Ariana is going to be a rock star by then, and in movies and everything.
But he's not done from the show, right? Because it's so much publicity. Yeah. How could they get rid of him?
I think
they can't.
I don't think
he has to do it. It's where he makes his money.
Yeah, and that is, we're all loving it, right? Because of all the chaos and drama and stuff. Let's be real. So and it needs to stick around so that it can kind of continue and see where it evolves.
Do you think Tom Sandoval is going to ever leave and do his own show? Does he have that kind of support where he could?
No,
he would fail.
Everything he does
in life is going to fail aside from the show. Is that like accurate?
He won't be
Yeah.
able to hold a show on his own.
No,
Yeah.
doesn't
No.
have
It's
like
not that
emotional depth.
interesting enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Well, not
thinks
to mention too. I mean, it's not like he got caught with drugs or something like that. Like he did cheat on somebody that a lot of people love. So like you're kind of gonna be labeled that way for forever, right? I mean, you're always gonna remember like Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, like Angelina Jolie broke them up. You know, like you're always,
Exactly.
that's gonna be
Yeah.
there forever. Like you can't
the way
undo
he
that.
handled it was not like Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt
No,
stayed silent.
absolutely.
This kid did
Yeah.
not.
Right. Oh, I'm not comparing the two. Believe me, he's a long stretch from Meet Joe Black. I'm just saying he.
Right. Yeah.
And there's no
He's-
remorse.
The
If
way
there was-
he handled it. This is what I love when she says, "I don't
Oh.
love." Can someone do her voice and read? I don't love.
I don't love the way it's coming across.
And,
And
she's
then she's-
backpedaling. I
Yeah.
just wrote her a
Well,
letter.
you guys take right now.
What's
Yeah,
with the
she says,
Cruella
"What you
de Vil
guys tape right
outfit?
now? It looks like you guys, like you guys had, let's see, what did they have? Like a solid relationship." Yes, because clearly she only knew what he was telling her. Okay,
But she didn't
she's
because they
just,
were
like,
friends. Like
watching.
in that
I think-
second to last episode,
And
she was
about
like
your
sharing,
guys'
like
intimacy.
yeah,
Had
that
like a glimmer of, oh, maybe he was lying, like slightly, a glimmer of thought at the
yes,
race, and it went
almost.
as fast as it came.
Because-
We were
Well,
so close.
Until he takes a break and talks to her on the side
Yeah.
and manipulates her back again. Because she's
Yes.
easily
That's and
offended.
they had been very intimate. So I mean, let's see. I think that Andy calls a break.
Mustaches are hard to pull off, and he's not pulling it off. That thing needs to go.
No.
That
No.
soup
So
strainer needs to be
creepy.
shaved.
Howie Mandel shaved it off already. It's gone in real time.
It's gone.
Yeah,
He took the advice and got rid of it.
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Does Ariana? Is she ever going to forgive him? Are they ever?
No.
gonna
No.
forgive him?
No.
No.
Can't.
No.
People won't allow it.
Where does
Yeah.
Rachel fall into play? Is she
Well,
always
she
going to be
dropped
hated
the
too?
restraining order.
Well, they went on a break, and what happened was he was trying to get her alone so that he can coach her through what he wanted
Yeah.
her to say in the next episode.
With
And they
film
totally had this fake moment in the trailer with a fake, "Hey, how are you?" And then this long pause, this silence where they're just staring at each other.
Yeah,
Okay,
what do they talk
I'm gonna
about?
go
Like,
now.
What is their general conversation when they're alone? Like,
Oh my god. I want to know, yes, what do they talk about? What kind of music do they listen to?
Well,
I-
he probably sings to her and she loves it. I mean,
Yes.
I would not.
can you imagine
Oh my
how
God.
creepy their conversations are? It's probably about how great he is and
Yes.
so
Oh.
So narcissistic.
I'm
And
gonna do
teaching
a-
her
I'm gonna-
like primary colors and how to count to 5.
So wait,
But
for
how-
somebody that's
like-
that's on the outside of this, did they film this season before all this happened, or did this break when a new season's coming out?
While it was happening, but
Mhm.
it wasn't released that it was happening.
we didn't know until the season was over and then they rushed cameras to get to the
Oh.
scene. So they were having an affair the whole time, but
Yeah.
nobody knew. I mean, people were catching on. Katie and
Yeah.
Lala were catching on
I think
fully.
Lisa-
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nobody knew until after the reunion. And that's when Lisa was like, you guys are going to have to learn how to get along and la, 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 la. And it felt like such a close to like the whole thing. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, 2 weeks later or whatever. And like cameras were up and Ariana was screaming at him and he was screaming at her and it was horrible.
Mhm.
How long was the affair going on for?
7 months.
I think it was longer. I think
I think it was
Wow.
longer.
Yeah.
I would say like 7-8 months is what they're talking to once they got their timelines together.
And they still
Yeah,
live
I-
together?
Yeah.
That's what's weird right now. They still
Yeah,
live
how do
together.
they still live together? I don't
They have
understand that.
go-betweens, they have assistants, they have friends. You know, I don't know if anyone saw the podcast Call Her Daddy, but Ariana talked about how she had her friend come in and set up an Excel spreadsheet so that she was never alone. There was always somebody with her. And I'm thinking, damn, I don't have friends like that.
And I think this part
like that.
this part to me is kind of relatable because how many people are in a relationship or in a marriage that you're like, I can't leave because we are both
Right?
financially vested in this house. I can't
Yeah.
just afford to go buy a different house. I'm in this with you
Jenny-
until we sell it.
Jenny totally gets that. Jennifer totally understands. I don't, but wait a second. Wait, no, that's not right. But yeah, you're right. How do you do that?
It's like back in the day when Matt and I, before we were married, and we would fight, and I would go through and sit in the room and look through my phone at the apartments, and then I would come out and he would say, "You didn't find an apartment, did you?" And I said, "No, let's work it out."
That wasn't me.
You guys, we can't hear you.
Has Lisa Vanderpump?
Outside.
The sound isn't working for them, Matt.
We're gonna move
outside
because it's too
Okay.
loud in here. We can't.
Okay. Do you want to
Okay,
stop
well,
recording for a minute, or?
I'm going to keep everybody entertained by saying I'm going to do a mashup of the Vanderpump Rules intro, but I'm going to put the Full House theme on it. So imagine like Ariana crying and you hear, "Everywhere you look, everywhere you go." That's what we need. We need to inject some.
Getting a Vanderpump Rule.
We need to inject some like more comedic relief. into
beginning.
Vanderpump
Yes,
Rules.
that just gave my brain so much dopamine in that moment, just hearing it.
Yeah, everywhere. Speaking of Full House, while we wait for our other
Full
friend
House.
to get back,
That's it. Full House.
Does
This is a
anybody,
Full House podcast now.
is it with the people in Full House?
Yeah,
Oh, you mean? Oh, you said. Is this a Full House podcast?
yeah.
It
This is
yeah.
a Full House
Yes,
recap.
we are a Full
You know what?
House recap.
I gotta tell you.
recapping the
I
whole
gotta
thing.
tell you. And I love Bob Saget like more than any other comedian. Full House does not hold up. That is a very cringe-worthy show. If you watch those reruns and you see like "You got it, dude," and like
Oh.
Uncle Jesse's kissing her, you're like, oh, it does not hold up. It has aged very, very badly. I don't know what we were thinking in the 90s when I was growing up, but it was not good. Family
I think
Matters
that was
holds
the
up.
80s.
That's a good show.
Family Matters. Urkel hit on me.
That's right.
Shut
Urkel
up.
hit on her. Okay, and we're
Urkel did
back.
hit on me
and-
when I was working in the studios back in the day. Urkel hit on me.
So
I don't think he
let's talk
remembers.
about what's happening next in the Scandoval. So like what
Well,
are they waiting
this-
for? What's like the next big thing?
Okay, so Rachel actually thought that when they got caught and that she was moving on to Tom, that nothing was going to happen. And Ariana, what he said, "How did you envision this moving forward?" And she's like, I really didn't think about that. I thought we'd all be friends. Is she kidding me?
See, by the
Well, because
way.
look what happened with Kristen.
Yeah.
So she thought,
Yeah.
he gave her the same spiel. He used the same excuses. And then he probably told her, well, everyone moved on with Kristen and it was a smooth transition. I bet you money he said that to her.
Yeah, oh, I guarantee.
And she was like,
He's-
oh,
Consistently has the same speech.
Yes.
Oh,
And
so
with the
it's
spin
predictable.
he's been trying to put on Ariana all season about how she doesn't refill any of the pens in the pen drawers and she's such a monster and he deserves better, that
so
he
mean to
would
her
come
all
out
the
looking like the
season.
good guy and that he deserves happiness with this lady with the IQ of a cucumber. No offense to the cucumber community.
No, she has no soul, because I will tell you, in my text to Aunt Rita the night of the reunion, here I am texting my Aunt Rita. She's such a cutie. See her? Like, Sheena's crying. Okay, Sheena is bawling. Her baby was hyperventilating. Okay, because poor little Summer Moon couldn't handle seeing her mom cry. And I'm telling Aunt Rita, I can't believe how badly Sheena is sobbing for what Rachel did to her life and how she affected her family. And that twat narcissist is emotionless, just staring at
Yeah.
me.
It's true. She said she should have
Just
sent her a
staring.
note. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe I
He
should-
does get to that
Yeah,
because
no.
it's not finished. It's just so gross for her to just stare at this woman in pain, knowing full well she caused it, yet having zero empathy, culpability, or accountability. She's like a true narcissist. How could she be so
That's
cruel? And
a
they're-
trend that a lot of cheaters do. You see in like shows and things like that. They're always like, well, don't I deserve to be happy? It's like you
Yeah.
do, but not at the expense of others. Like you've already
Right.
lost the war.
Even
Like, it's
Ariana's
done.
crying.
She's
Ariana's
a
crying
sociopath.
at what Sheena crying. Sheena's
Yeah.
crying, Ariana's crying, and she's looking at her as dumb as a box of rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here I am, and one of my final texts, she says, I should have sent a note. Maybe I should have sent it. What's
Yeah.
even more sick is
Oh,
that
look
she's
at the
not-
smile.
The smile. What is
She's
that?
smiling.
Yeah.
Where
After
Ariana
all of that, Aunt Rita comes back and she says, I guess I have to watch the show because I have no idea who's who. Poor Aunt Rita.
Neither has Rachel.
9
She
p.m.
has
at
no
night.
idea.
This
You're
Rachel's
getting
like, what
hooked on
show
it.
is this that
Needs to
you're
go to
on?
bed.
Exactly.
This poor woman needs to go go to bed and I'm just going psychotic the night of the reunion. Aunt Rita. So those are texts to Aunt Rita showing what an emotionless robotic twat Rachel is.
Oh, yeah.
Text Aunt Rita.
Pirate,
Next up,
what I
next
prefer.
up we have text to Uncle Jimmy. They're not about the Sandoval. I just want to talk about my Uncle Jim for a minute. No, Rachel, is it Rachel or Raquel? What's her name?
Rachel.
She changed it to Raquel.
Oh, she changed it 'cause she's so
Her
cool.
Yeah.
real name is
Is-
Rachel.
were Rachel and Ariana friends before all this happened? Or-
Best
BFF.
So close.
They were best friends, and they
Like
Mhm.
best of best of
wow. So her best friend cheated on her with
best
her
friends.
boyfriend of what,
she's
10
put her
years?
arm around her, telling her how much she loves her, how she's part of her crew. Mind you, side note,
Wow.
fucking her boyfriend in another room.
But there was a thing that just came out on, how do you pronounce Des Moines?
Dumois?
Dumois,
Des
yeah.
Moines.
Said that
The argument
that
is,
said Tom, Ariana, and Raquel had a threesome like a long time ago.
but that was debunked. I thought.
No, but then Katie was on Watch What Happens Live. They were like pushing her, and she's like, "I can't say anything. I can't say anything." And Tom Schwartz was like, a while back, he was like, "Well, I don't know about that now," and like stuff like that, like little things, and everyone gets really mad when it's brought up at
I
all.
thought because
Ariana brought it up
Had an
on,
open
What is she gonna
relationship.
say that they did though? You know?
well,
I mean,
Ariana
he's
said
not
on
wrong,
Watch
yeah.
What, or on Call Her Daddy that
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Right,
sure.
but I don't think that Ariana's gonna say that it did either, if it's true. But like, if I mean, not that Schwartz is like, you know, anyone to think to believe, but then when Katie was kind of like, you know, maybe she knew because Tom told Tom, who told Katie. So,
Katie doesn't seem to lie.
not at all.
No.
No, I mean she seems a
think-
straight shooter out of everybody.
It's just another level of like, it got really too close to comfort and too close to home, and she brought this girl way too close. Like you can be best friends, but having someone like in the hot tub in Cabo and stuff, and they're like all three like
Yeah.
cuddling, like there's just space.
And she says like,
There-
"Oh my
yeah.
gosh, we're like a throuple," and it's like,
Yes.
oh,
Throuple.
Yes.
Stop it.
She
Yeah.
asked to sleep with Brock and Sheena. Didn't she ask to get into
Okay,
the bed?
so I
Isn't that
read-
just
She did.
bizarre. I wouldn't be doing that with my friend and her husband or boyfriend at all. That's
She
just
asked to
weird.
sleep with them because
So-
she was scared, she said.
Right, but remember before I was like, I thought I had misheard, and she had said that she trusted her to sleep with
Yes.
him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They really, it sounded like when I rewatched him that they really had.
They
She-
did,
in
three of
Vegas.
them, but not
Well,
just him and
yeah,
her.
But if
she
you're
meant-
asleep,
Yeah, but she meant like she would trust just the two of them. She
Yeah.
thought Raquel was such an honest
Mhm.
friend. But yeah, the three of
I
them
mean, you
did
could
sleep
just
together.
slip your hand down there while the other
Yeah,
one's sleeping, and
totally.
she doesn't care.
Yeah.
yeah.
So she's like,
Yeah, no, I
"Mm,
agree."
I'm lonely. Your wife's asleep.
She just
Let
she
her.
wormed her way into like all these people's relationships and lives and entangled herself. It's
She's
crazy.
got fungus.
How,
She
how
blamed
far- how-
Ariana.
I feel
She
like
blamed
Sheena
Ariana.
didn't want to know because she just laid there asleep the whole time. So I feel
Yeah.
like she just didn't want to know.
Yes, yeah. Everything's victim blaming. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I totally think she's blaming. I mean, I think both of
Like
them
you
are.
should have known.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should have known. Yeah. It's
Tom
like,
too.
no,
Tom
Which
too.
is sociopath again. I mean, like, are you the victim? Like, I can't with the victim.
Because they don't want to take the
can't,
blame
I
themselves, then
Right.
they're the villain.
Are
And then I
Tom
feel like leaves it.
and Raquel, are they really like in love? Are they gonna like, are they a couple now?
No,
Oh.
he's dating
I
somebody from Austin or something.
But she's sending postcards to the house, and I read today that she just got out of treatment, and her team is already reaching out to different
her
brands
team.
for
I always love when they say
sponsorships.
team. It's
What?
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sponsor.
Her
My
one
team.
PR person, who's like her second cousin once removed. who
So
she
that means
pays
that she doesn't
5%.
wanna be off the show.
The only person
No,
that should
that means
sponsor
she
her
doesn't-
is a condom company so that she doesn't procreate and have more kids like her.
Mhm.
That's it.
Okay.
She was gifted. She was gifted by her mom to the sister.
Gifted,
Here's a baby.
like with a present, not gifted. in
like an
the-
old
in the
sweater.
brain.
Like you can't have a baby. I don't want this one. You take it. What was
Yeah.
that like at Christmas time? There goes my mom with my siblings who are 10 years older. I'm going to stay with my auntie mom.
and grandma
So,
buttons.
I mean that
I'm a button.
Lala said it best that Rachel should not be on reality TV. She just shouldn't be on I mean, I personally think she got it on with Schwartz and Tom Sandoval. I think that
In
they
a
both
threesome?
they had a threesome.
So
Oh, absolutely.
possible. So possible.
Well, they're in love with each other.
Theory I
and,
haven't thought of, but very
But they've
possible.
never seen each other.
Yeah.
Oh, please. You think
Situation.
they have?
Yeah,
They've seen
have.
everybody's but each other's, because then it would be just too
No,
like weird.
they're
I'm like
rolling and they're doing yay and they're definitely
They're
pulling it out.
They're all sharing, like Tom Schwartz is shaking his little bottle of Xanax.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Oh,
they're all
they're
sharing.
green
What
light.
did you think of that? Green light, green light.
The
What is
green
green
light,
light?
yeah.
Like, what
That's
is
the
green
strap.
light?
And then all of a sudden,
Distract,
here comes the pills.
Yeah.
But then
Now,
that big idiot,
grab
like
a pill
she's
bottle.
supposed to walk out while everyone's distracted. Instead, she stopped to wipe off her dress and miss the whole distraction.
Speaking of
She's such a
distractions,
stupid
if you
woman.
guys are hungry tonight, you should go get some original food for 5, dinner for 4 at Lemo's Family Dinners. That's right. That's Lemo's there on 4227A Tierra Hada Road in Moore Park. Check them out. Lemo's Grill, sponsor of tonight's show.
Thank you.
Okay, so Tom Sandoval, is he spinning this narrative like he's a victim at this point?
Yes.
Oh,
Or is he,
that's
is he
valid.
owning this? Is he
Not at this
apologizing and
point,
owning
the whole
it?
time.
No.
Did you
Oh,
guys
he's in
see him
denial that
talk
he's
to-
not at fault.
He
Who?
was like Sheena. He's trying to talk to Sheena, like be
Oh,
friends.
yeah.
with
Oh,
her.
did you?
Yeah.
It wasn't malicious. And she's all, you shut the fuck up. You know, if it wasn't
Yeah.
malicious,
Good
what
for
was
her.
it? And she's like, that friendship is done. It's done.
Yeah.
And it's like, hell yeah. What? Why do you sound more apologetic and sorry to Sheena than
100%.
Ariana? Like,
I feel like that's a cheater thing though.
Yeah.
A lot of them do that. Like they can't, like, I feel like they've disrespected that person for so long that person almost becomes not human to them, but just like a block of their, like
Yeah.
what they're trying to get, so that they dehumanize them. And then they get so freaking mad at them. They have no respect at all. It's the craziest thing. It's so normal.
Then explain to me, like, why Sheena was saying when the restraining order was coming up, you need to stop talking now.
I think for legalities,
Like-
because she can't talk about it. So,
But he can.
yeah, but she doesn't want him to say something that might. See, I'm not convinced that she did.
That she did, yeah,
I'm
that,
not
that
convinced.
makes
Clocked
me
it.
feel
I feel like she
she
clocked
might
it.
have.
I'm not
And I was
opposed to
like,
it.
I
I'm
think she
fine with
should.
that.
I would have
but-
blocked her too.
But I think
Well,
she,
I think I listened to, so Sheena had last week on her podcast, she had Lala and her lawyer Nima, who represented her during that whole thing, and they were talking
good.
about how they had witnesses. They were all ready to go for this trial that Rachel was clearly not ready for, and she
Witnesses?
didn't want anybody getting any information that would
oh,
give Rachel
right.
a heads up at all during that.
they were
court
going to fly
hearing.
people in from New York. Sheena was like, I
Yes.
was ready to fly people
They
in.
were gonna
And
pull
then they
like
s-
videos from like street cameras, like they were ready to go.
They need to sue Raquel for taking the legal
Yes,
system
yeah,
and
definitely.
abusing it. So they need to make an example to show the public what will happen when you use this for your own personal
Yeah.
vendetta, because
Use their
women
husband.
need this. There's women
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
you know, that are fleeing for their lives with their children. And
Yeah.
it's just, it's not right what she did. It's not right at all. A week later, she's going to the a false police report, a false medical report, you know, it's a court's time. It just keeps, it's like I private messaged Sheena on Instagram and I said, you have no choice. You know, what they did was child abuse. Poor little
Yeah.
Summer Moon's hyperventilating. And on top of that, now this, I mean, they have no respect for children. Talking about Lala pulling out her IUD, you know, it's
That
just,
was
they're
disgusting.
just so sick. And I can't believe this is, this is
Honestly,
entertainment
thanks.
purposes. This-
So do
I
we
think-
think she's pregnant then?
no, I think
Okay.
Steve Carell is too stupid to realize that her personal decisions have an effect on other people.
I don't
I think
she
she's literally
cares.
too stupid and too self-centered to realize
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It
I
affects-
agree.
Although they did like,
She's very immature.
they went out, this woman in the airport the other day. They took pictures of this woman and followed her. She was all over the internet because she had like a
A
similar look
profile, yeah.
to Rachel, and this poor woman who was pregnant. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, it's her!"
It was not.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine? She
So
is
crazy.
worse than Monica Lewinsky. This is to her
By
grave.
far.
This is till you die. I mean, you change your
Yeah.
name. You're like the girl that dated Shanann's Chris Watts. That girl that dated Chris Watts.
No.
You're her.
Yeah.
Okay, you're that infamous. There's Trixie's behind me.
No, she's definitely infamous. I mean, she's on CNN,
Yeah.
but I think that,
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna help her get endorsements.
No,
I think-
I don't either. I mean,
Not
unless
even
it's for like
endorsement.
medication or like
medication,
You know,
probably, but she
or
might
like a
do
weird
meditation
olive green
also.
dress, maybe, because she wears those to every reunion, or just how to stare blankly at the wall.
Yeah.
Emotionless.
Yeah.
Do the other cast members are they staying out of this for the most part, or are they
No.
just Ariana all the way?
Yeah.
Everybody's ride or die, Ariana.
So
So
this
who does Sandoval have as an ally? Is he all out of friends on the show?
Schwartz?
No,
Schwartz.
Schwartz.
Schwartz and
Schwartz did
Rachel.
push-ups
Like
at
calling
the
him
break.
out on
Did you
it.
see that?
Yeah.
He started doing
Schwartz.
push-ups.
He just
Why
went to Stassi's house and she was like, you have got to get behind this. It is Team Ariana and you are throwing yourself like in like you're killing yourself. Like
He's
what are
killing
you
himself.
doing? And Stassi said that he agreed. He was like, yeah, I think you're
But
right.
will he follow through with
He
it?
never
He
does.
does follow
Yeah.
everything.
He's
Except
an
for
idiot.
buying the same type of shirts every day.
But
Like
the
I-
other cast members for part 2 were not coming off as clean, I think, as they wanted to.
No.
Like James and the waitress, like slapping the waitress's ass.
And I
But
feel
he
like
did it
nobody
to,
paid
what's her name?
attention to that.
Raquel. Do you
Yeah,
remember
and-
Sheena's wedding when he was in there and he's all, Raquel,
Tom-
and she's like,
that's
Tom,
Tom
stop it.
Sandoval.
You're being, yeah, but then he slapped Raquel in her ass behind everybody's back.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
on camera. And
But
I
I
have
think-
it queued up, but we can't.
The
But
difference is, I
James-
think James was non-consent, whereas Raquel, like they were like playfully flirting and fucking on the side.
Yeah.
But
I don't
James,
think
I think
anybody's
it's
gonna care about that
yeah, because right
this
now-
trumps everything.
yeah. But
For
I think
Sure.
James and Allie like are very problematic, and I think next season it's going to be an issue.
I love Ellie.
Finale.
Because
I don't like Allie.
I don't like
She
Allie.
has no
That's what
personality.
Out.
She has no personality. It drives me insane.
she is a
She looks like a Barbie.
she's plotting
Yeah.
to be on the show. That is her purpose. is
Yeah.
to like get
Who
on.
it said Tony Purpose is on the show.
That's all she's trying to do.
I-
The only reason she's with James is to be on the show.
Break
I
down
think
for me for all
like-
the people out there that aren't familiar. Who are all these people on
Ah,
the show?
Allie is not in this picture because Allie is James' latest girlfriend.
Well, how do you know? I mean,
she might be.
All right, who's this
That's-
top left in this green
That's
dress?
Kristen, who is Tom
Kristen-
Sandoval's original girlfriend.
original girlfriend.
that he did the same
Same
thing
thing.
with, but
Yeah.
when he was in his 20s.
But then she had
Okay.
sex with his friend Jax, who's on the far right side second to the right. Yeah, that's
His
Jax.
wife. Yeah.
And Jax was dating Stassi, who's right back next to Kristen over there to the left.
Here.
And then
Yes.
Yes, that's Stassi.
Oh, look, he's
There's
greasy
Tom.
then. That's Stassi.
This is Scandoval.
This is new.
Yes.
This is a new picture.
This is Schwartz.
Yes.
That's Lisa.
Horrible
picture.
Terrible
Horrible
picture.
That is a bad picture of her. What
It
is
looks
that?
like if you took like Ken and Lisa, you know those machines that show you what your
Yeah.
babies
Yeah.
will look
Yeah,
I
the
like.
see her in
morph.
person. She's beautiful.
Snapchat.
Yeah. Oh no, she is, but that looks.
That
Or
is-
I can't get behind that
That's not a
photo.
good picture of her.
I don't
She doesn't really
co-sign
look
this
like that.
photo.
Who's this right here?
Katie. That's a
Katie.
great picture of Katie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
Powerful.
I love her.
Oh,
I
our
love
Kentucky
Katie.
muffin.
She's
See
our
Brittany
Kentucky
back.
girl.
Yeah,
Tell
which
us
I
in the
just watched
comments
her
if you
show
want
for the
to
first
see
time, but it
Brittany.
was so good.
I want
Our
to see
Kentucky
Brittany back.
muffin,
She
raw
has
in
some reality
hail.
show.
Lala.
Lala.
Who's this? Lala.
Amazing.
Raquel.
That's the
Wow.
bitch.
We need
That's
a name for her, like
Bambi
Skank,
bitch.
moronic waffle
Called her, like
twat.
rat, like
Twat.
Jordan or something,
say
right?
something
Twat.
that-
Yeah, the rat.
Yeah.
What does she have around her neck?
Rat.
Is she trying to be all zen?
It's not the lightning
I
bolt.
don't know, but yeah.
Not the lightning bolt.
Do you know about the lightning bolt, Matt?
That's
What's the
Ariana.
lightning bolt? No, explain. What is this?
Nicole?
The lightning bolt is matching necklaces that they would wear to signify that I love you.
Right.
Raquel
first,
and
though.
Tom.
But he had it first, and then she had to
Well,
buy
he
her
was with
own.
Ariana.
He didn't even buy it for her. She had to buy her own at a boutique.
He
store.
got his
And it
from
was
Kyle.
Wow.
It's Kyle Chang, who's like a famous like jeweler in Hollywood. He got his then like from him, and he like you've seen him like be with him or whatever. Then she saw the
Whoa.
lightning bolt and she was like, I like that, and so she bought it because he had it
And mind you, this all happened on the show,
on camera.
but
on camera.
nobody knew that he was cheating when they were filming.
Oh,
So
and nobody-
now
And it's like the tom-tom symbol,
Wow.
right? So it's like seeing a lightning bolt necklace on the show, I think isn't like weird, but then when that came out and then we're all
Yes.
on Instagram like
It was
zooming
obvious.
in on their necklaces.
He was her
Yeah.
for Halloween, Matt. He was her for Halloween. Tom Sandoval was boning Rachel behind his girlfriend Ariana's back, and for Halloween he dressed up as his mistress. With
Wait,
the
what?
wig.
So weird.
I did not know.
Oh
this.
yeah.
How
Did
does
you
one
guys
even
not
pull
know
that
that?
off?
He dressed up as Rachel for Halloween, Tom Sandoval.
I missed
And
that.
he also ruined white nail polish for all
He
the
did
For
for
time.
everybody.
Even
OPI
said
is like,
goodbye.
we want
Like,
no part
yeah.
of this.
Yeah, ew. It was called
But
like
he did
Sunny
unite the
White.
Democrats
Yeah,
and
no
Republicans.
He is a bunny.
He's an idiot. I like
Leaves
that.
little shits everywhere he goes.
Who's the last? We didn't get. This is James, and who's this girl right here?
Ariana.
Ariana.
Ariana, our
So
queen.
this is Ariana, and this is her nemesis
Her
right here.
nemesis.
That's
yeah.
the whore.
The whore.
Look at her.
The
she's
anti-Ariana.
Scary
Shame.
whore. Woo.
Shame.
Oh wait, who's this chick here next to this guy?
Sheena. She's an icon.
And are all these people still on the show?
No.
No.
Seeing Kristen, Jax, and
Jax.
Brittany are not.
Kristen, Jax, and Brittany will
Are
be coming back
supposed
next
to be,
season.
yeah.
Oh, they're coming
Yeah.
back.
Supposedly, yeah.
And it'll be juicy if they do. So Brittany and Jax finally got married and had a kid, and they had their own spinoff show where they went to where is she from? Missouri.
Kentucky.
But did you hear that there's like people waiting in the wings to come at Jack about him cheating on Brittany?
Oh yeah.
In Kentucky?
No, like right now, like they're like, if Jax goes back on the show, it's a suicide mission because there's girls waiting to jump on it and be like, you've cheated since then, and now they're
I
coming.
don't
Well,
think
they
there's
were
about
Rocky
Brittany enough
in
to care.
that show.
Yeah, I mean self-preservation, I guess.
Yeah.
That's another podcast, but there's a
Yeah,
lot to talk
there's a
about.
lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, like,
The
inner
way
20.
he treats women in that show
Yeah.
was so
gross.
We need like a flow
Yeah.
chart or like a pie chart.
Oh yeah, we will.
So,
We'll be better
like
Bravo.
just the
Bravo.
incestuous goings on. of the
Yeah,
show.
everybody's screwing everybody. It's insane. Ugh.
Wait, what kind of incestuous the stuff's going
Well,
on
in the
there?
beginning,
Bring
everybody.
the picture back up. We'll
Yeah,
tell
bring
you.
it
back. We're gonna play a little game.
Yeah, we're gonna play a game, Matt. And you just point to
What's
the person
happening?
and ask a
It's called
question.
Who's
Ask
Been
somebody.
Inside Who? And the
Oh!
answer is everybody.
And then there's
Well
that.
done. Well
So what
done.
happened with this picture? Why are they smooching?
No,
Just
they
friend, are they
got
frenemies?
Why aren't they? They were always kiss. Every time they played Spin the Bottle, the two of them would end up kissing.
I feel like they wanted to. There's a picture of it at Schwartz and Sandy of them kissing, apparently. I haven't been there, but I've heard.
I got my
Yeah,
shirt.
They
So
totally
they're smooching friends. They
They did a
smooch.
threesome with Rachel.
Yeah,
I
they
know
would.
it.
What'd you get?
Apple pie.
Gosh, guys.
Do you want to bring your picture back up, Matt, so we can tell you who's who in the zoo and what's what in the hut?
What, the picture before of all the folks?
Yes, the folks.
I have another picture I need some clarification on, and I need it from the experts that are here tonight.
That's us.
God,
We're
what's,
waiting for you.
what is it?
I've been waiting my whole life for this moment.
Be
very
scared for what he's about
Put
to
me in,
bring up,
coach.
you guys.
This is my moment.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Just give me a chance.
These are the same folks, but they look these
That's
people look
fair.
different in a lot of things.
Yeah, they-
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what Botox, filler, all that kind of stuff does
Filters.
to you. Filters, haircuts, you know.
Jax looks so thin.
It's
Yeah,
all
the hair changes. The hair changes a bit.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Who
Is that Lala at the end on the left?
Yeah.
That's Sandoval.
No.
That's what I'm saying. They look different.
Lala was
Lala
brown.
was
Oh
much
my
more
God, is that
brunette in the
recent?
earlier seasons. Like
Those
I've
are
been doing a
serious
rewatch,
actors.
and her
Who's
hair
this up here in the
changes.
front?
That's Katie. That's
Katie
Katie.
cut her hair recently.
She
Oh,
looked
Katie
good
looks
there
great.
too. Damn,
Mhm.
girl. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
whole
Really?
time, I thought Katie was the crazy one, and now that Sandoval's out in the light, I see
They look
everything
amazing.
Katie ever did.
Yes.
They edit her to be the villain. They edited her that
Yeah.
way. She was innocent all along.
And
But-
I feel
Stassi
so
said
bad for
one
judging
time
her.
on her podcast that Sandoval would always tell her, like, oh, Stassi, you get the hero edit. Like, they're always making you out to be the good guy. And she's like, actually, considering what I know about you behind the scenes, you've gotten quite the hero edit yourself.
True. It's true.
they're making them look a lot better than they are.
Yeah.
Thank
They
you.
glazed over so much this past season.
And Tom's been
because
glazing
this
all over
scandal took
Rachel this whole
precedence over
season.
everything.
Yeah.
Do you
What a
guys
slimy
feel
guy.
like do you feel like Lisa, like, let me just show you my little proof here so that you can say Lisa sticks up? Or I feel like Lisa digs too much and sticks up for the Toms too much.
Well,
because
her
Lala
business
said you're
depends on it
sticking up
too for Tom.
I think she's just a misogynist.
Does it?
Yeah.
And she says, I'm not sticking up for Tom. And she
Why?
says, I'm talking about you, Lala. So she's being reasonable. Oh,
Yeah.
Tom says Lisa's being reasonable
Yeah.
for sticking up for her.
She's always had a soft spot for the
So
Toms and all the guys, actually. I think she has a thing, like, it's, you know, there's just some people that like men can't do wrong. Oh, they're just being boys. Boys will be boys, blah, blah, blah.
But
You
she's
know.
in business with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she
Yes.
But she
Yeah.
digs on them. Like James bought a house. And what does she say? Don't fuck it up. I want to see you.
Yeah.
success." James bought a
Yeah.
house, and that's what she says.
Because
Sheena gets married and she has to point out, and it's for the green card, right? And Sheena's like, oh, and the green card, of course. Like she takes digs. She always
does,
does.
she does.
but she
Yeah.
just digs in the housewives.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say on Beverly Hills,
Always.
she always did that. And she
Mhm.
always had someone doing her dirty work, just like she had
Mhm.
Ken drop that little nugget and scurry off.
Mhm.
Yes.
Like the worst acting on earth. So yes, she's a mischievous little pot stirrer. That
I
one.
don't trust her.
No.
Yeah.
I don't trust her, but she's
That's
the-
what Kyle said. She's like plays chess, like
Yeah,
pawns.
she-
It-
And
yeah.
I don't see it.
She doesn't have to worry about
Yeah,
it.
she's the queen of it.
Yeah, I told Ken one time that she was the reason I watched Real Housewives, and he said she's the only one that doesn't drink. They get them drunk, they wait for them to be wasted, and then they start filming.
Oh my, for sure. Yeah. They get that like
I'm more
30-yard
entertaining when I'm
stare
drunk,
and you know
so.
it's on.
I'm entertaining right now, right?
Stay fancy. Oh,
Where's that?
What's that?
Sign someone's arm.
is that Schwartz or Sandoval?
Oh, he signed
Sandoval.
somebody's arm.
What is this
What
right
it-
here? Is he's
a
signing?
knife?
He's signing.
Oh, that's
Why
a
does he
nice
write "Stay
coffee.
fancy"? Is that his
That's what it looks
catchphrase?
like.
Is that Stassi on that
That's
shirt?
What
though?
the heck?
Ew, that's
This
too
is these are the
Oh,
pants.
no.
Pants. He has those in every color. They're the most.
Yeah, what's with the
like a
pants?
walking tinsel.
This is Tom Sandoval signed during I love that he's playing in Kentucky, by the way. Stay fancy on a fan. Is that his catchphrase? Stay
I've
fancy.
never
No?
heard that
I-
ever.
yeah,
No.
no.
Maybe he's
See,
trying.
classy, San Diego.
It's his fetch. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, look at that girl. No,
I hope that's earlier because if that's
Ew.
now, that
I would
girl's
not want to
an
be
idiot.
that close to him.
it's
That
These are
eyeliner.
posted. These were posted yesterday.
there's
Yeah.
no stash. They don't put your shirt on.
I mean, he does look like
It's
5 years
so
younger, but
empty.
still no.
It's so empty
He's
Yes.
there. He has to keep taking pictures with the same fans.
Somebody's mom.
Does anyone expect them to be sold out though? I mean,
What are you doing on the ground?
Why do I feel like his abs are painted on? Like airbrushed.
Or like it's like a t-shirt,
Like
you know, those
they-
t-shirts
like they
with
do at the
muscles.
midnight party. Yeah, at the Playboy Mansion where they
Yeah.
spray paint their bathing suits on. It's like abs.
Yeah.
Six pack.
what's happening here? This is before the
They
reunion.
didn't want to film and they were taking a break and it was before she came on and he wanted to talk
Oh.
to her privately so that they could get their stories straight so he could talk shit about the rest of the cast and he threw a fit worse than my 6-year-old does and they were
Uh-oh.
dude, you signed up for this. You're on a reality show. If you're going to talk to another cast member, like sit down, shut up and film. And he's like, I want to be alone.
Well, everybody
Oh, I
Everybody
saw
else
that. I did
was.
see that.
Yeah.
He's outside the
Look at
trailer,
the
right?
look on her face. Like, look at the sheer confusion.
She always looks constipated.
Where are we again?
Doesn't she constipated? Shit already, Rachel. Shit or get off the pot.
Shit or get out. Look at him.
He's
throwing
so
up.
he
fit.
even said he was delicate. He had the audacity to say, I'm in a delicate position right now.
Oh, shut your mouth. You put yourself there, you dumb.
Yeah.
hoe.
You dumb-
He's delicate, guys, right?
Yeah,
Oh my
apparently.
You
So
know,
this is the
listen-
cast arriving. Where did they film? Was this outside of like the studios when they were all
Was it
getting
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like at one of the studios.
Oh, she's so
Okay.
beautiful.
My husband looked it up. It's in Van Nuys, like the
Mhm.
armpit
I
of the
love him.
valley.
I love
I
Adam
love
gets
him.
all involved in this stuff.
He's very delicate. Okay, very
Yeah.
delicate.
The
So
whole
we're
thing.
gonna be running out of time soon. You guys have anything else you want to jump into before we wrap up?
The restraining order needs to come out.
Oh, how it got dropped.
Restraining order?
Raquel dropped the restraining order day of the reunion.
But
so that
she
they
didn't. It was the paperwork was for a civil lawsuit to be dropped, and that's not what this was. for the temporary restraining order, she wasn't able to cancel it in advance. They all just had to show up and plead their case, you know, a few days after the reunion. So that paper was just all for show.
I think she just didn't want to get yelled at. But what Nima said, like you were saying earlier, is you can't do that. You have to follow through, and it can only be dropped by, I think the judge, right?
Yes.
In the courthouse. So you can't go, oh, well, I'm dropping it. It's over. And I think she just didn't want to get yelled at, and more like she wanted to be like, oh, I dropped it. See?
Right.
You know, she was trying to backpedal.
So I thought she didn't show up for court, and that's why I got.
She didn't, and that's
she was at Tom's house the night that the day she was supposed to show up. She showed up with remember the bag? Oh, I'm going to a shoot. No, you were not. You were at his house. Ariana was out of town doing the Lifetime movie, and then the bag she was carrying, I think the company had gifted those bags to Ariana and made a post saying she doesn't sponsor our bags, you know, we're not we don't
it's like we provide the bag but not the baggage.
And
then it's gave the whole line.
It's called Bays, like BEIS. They're in Nordstrom's right now too. They're super cute stuff, actually. They have the cutest crossbody. I really liked it.
It's Shay Mitchell's line.
Yeah.
Oh, not okay. I have one question for everybody before we go. I want to know if Sheena Shea had that gold, good as gold record in Target, would you buy it or on
in
Amazon?
A second?
I would second.
Good as gold second.
Yes. She gave it to Andy for the clubhouse, I'm sure.
No, I'm not that into it. Like I might do like the sweatshirt. Like I would go to the restaurant, stuff like that, but I wouldn't buy. Like I don't know. Sheena to me has always been like, I know they've always kind of left her on the outside and made her really work for it. There's something like almost fake about her. They always felt. I kind of feel the same way about her.
She worked hard.
That is gold. Like she's a little too whiny for my taste, but I think she's super cute, and I like want the best for her. Her daughter's adorable, but like Brock, not really a fan. So, you know,
she was. A lot of them were very beautiful when the show first started, and a lot of the injections and stuff they did was just. Let's blame the Kardashians. The pillow, lips, puffy face, all their fault. They ruined beauty for the next.
They ruined faces for America.
they ruined faces
and asses. They ruined asses and hips. Like what the frick? Like stop injecting shit in your.
Can you imagine when they look back at this time in history and what we considered beautiful, and Nicki Minaj is just there like.
It's hideous.
I think that the. Part 3, I still stick with the fact that
what's the reveal?
I think Brock.
I don't trust Brock either. I don't trust him either.
I think Brock.
I don't think that was it.
That's what I think. That's just my prediction.
I think
for
Wednesday. Might have cheated on her. Cheated with her, maybe that he was with Katie or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
I think it's that Lisa knew.
Yeah, she went on Twitter and
I think that it's longer.
That couldn't have been her. Like the way that was typed was not a Lisa style.
Say doll. They said she doesn't say doll.
Yes, like it ain't me. Like Lisa, it's not you.
But is that enough to make people not want to come back?
No, I don't think
really.
so.
Because
there's supposed to be a big reveal, Matt, on season, and then Wednesday on Reunion 3, there's a big reveal, and the producer said, "Don't sign your contracts yet because you might not want to come back." And I think Raquel's pregnant. I think she's pregnant.
Oh,
but we know her face is swelling, her breast is swelling. I think she's pregnant, or she had an abortion. Something I don't know.
They showed in the preview. It said one of the producers said to her, "Are you ready to tell the truth?" And she's in the same blue dress that she is in all the other interviews, but they changed like the contrast to make the blue look like a lighter blue almost. So it looked like 2 different times, but it's the same freaking interview that she's been doing the whole time. So
with her office clothes, with her blazer.
She did wear that sweater when they came back, when they were doing the interviews post Scandoval. She did wear that sweater again because you can tell the difference like in her balayage. I've spent too much time looking at it. But
I love
so she might be pregnant with the Sanda baby or something.
Ew.
So we need to like
the Scunda baby.
What we all think it's gonna be.
The Sanda baby.
I feel like we need live reactions of all of us seeing what it is and being like,
yeah.
What if it was born with a tail?
Or it's gonna be nothing. It's
I
gonna
feel
be
like
like
it's
a
gonna
big
be nothing,
nothing
and they've
burger.
just been playing us the whole damn time.
You
Like,
think it's
I
gonna be
feel
that?
like
I
it's gonna be
hope
not
it's
that
not.
big of a deal. Like Brad, the really good friend of Ariana, he was doing an interview with the Nick Vile, the Vile Files,
Vile Files.
and he's like, there's really
the
not much
Bachelor guy.
that they can tell us that we're all gonna be that shocked about because
Yes.
it's all like we're so indifferent to everything now. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. Even if it was longer than we thought, we still hate her. We still hate him. Like, okay, so it's longer, whatever.
But if
Right.
she's up with Brock or got with Brock, it would be a huge
You need to
deal.
move on from Brock.
I don't know. We're married.
I just,
I mean,
know
that's
that
like
that's
going
it.
to
I think he's a
Sapphire.
slime ball, but I just don't think that's it.
No, not
Yeah.
who, Brock. You mean the
Yeah.
same up?
Yeah, for sure.
I think she's pregnant. She's pregnant.
Well,
See,
she-
I'm
We're
Mexican.
gonna have-
We know these things. We get 3 new babies a year. Her face is swollen. Her breasts are swollen. And when she stood up, I paused it for a long time and you can see a bump at the reunion.
That
I think
also
she's
could
pregnant.
be like an STI,
drinking
allegedly.
And smoking. at the
Allegedly.
reunion. So
Maybe she
if
got, like,
she
a
was,
discount
oh my
injector
God.
or something.
Oh, yeah, she didn't care to screw her best friend's man. You think she's going to care to vape while she has a baby in her? Or
Right.
she probably
Yeah,
didn't know
right.
at that time. You know, she's
Yeah.
an idiot.
She is.
And her mother talking about James's penis size.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Ew,
In
it's
front of Grandma
wrong with that
Buttons?
woman?
In front of Grandma Buttons. Save Grandma Buttons.
Wait a second. That's not grandma
No.
appropriate talk.
I
Yeah.
know. In this political climate, not in front of Grandma Buttons.
No.
Absolutely
not.
not. All right. Well, that'll be
If
our
we
show
forgot
tonight. I wanna
anything,
thank-
let us know in the comments, please, because there's a lot to cover. And I don't know,
Please,
I don't
please
think-
like, comment, subscribe, and thanks to Lemo's Grill for sponsoring tonight's show. And we're really excited to see what happens from here. You heard the predictions tonight, so we're gonna have to see what happens, and we'll keep everybody posted with episode 3. So thank you guys all for coming on and waxing your poetic with us tonight. It was all good times.